Hi Scorpio, welcome to MoonDaughter Esoterica. This is your weekly reading for the week of November 10th through November 16th, 2019. And if you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Click the notification bell to be notified of when I release new videos. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I'm glad you're here today. This is a general reading for anyone born under the sign of Scorpio. If you'd like a more complete picture of how your week's going to go, you can check out your videos for your rising or for your moon sign. And of course, if you'd like a one-on-one reading with me, I'd be happy to do that for you. You can contact me through Facebook or through email, and I will leave those links in the description box below. All right, enough of the business, Scorpio. Let's get to your reading for the week. Your theme of the week is the Bard, and it talks about music, poetry, myth, history, and the enchantment of storytelling. So this card, there's a lot of words on that card, but I really feel like this is tuning into your more artistic side. And this could be storytelling, this could be through music, but this really is sort of weaving a cohesive story, start to finish, of your life, of who you are, and of everything that's gone on before. A lot of things you've experienced, Scorpio, can be inspirational or can help people coming into your life at this time. So having that cohesive story, being willing to open up and share that, and I know that's really difficult for my Scorpios to be able to open up and share their personal stuff with other people, but I feel like it's important at this time because the information, the lessons you've learned, the experience you've had can definitely be beneficial and help other people at this time. So let's see how this is going to manifest for you. Okay, so we do have the Eight of Swords in the reverse position, and this card is much better in the reverse position. It's talking about freeing yourself from a scary situation, and a lot of times it's not even a real thing. These are swords. Swords are thoughts. So a lot of times when this card comes up, it's illusion, it's what ifs, it's things we're thinking could potentially happen, and so that's keeping us stuck in place. But with the card in reverse, I do see that you're sort of starting to break through those walls, starting to break through those thoughts, those what ifs. And with a storyteller, a lot of times the what ifs are stories we tell ourselves. So you want to be careful what you're telling yourself this week, Scorpio, and make sure that you get the blindfold off and you see if it's actually fact or if it's a story that you've been telling yourself. There's a lot of self-healing in with this too, so this could be breaking patterns, family lore, the way family has always done it, the things that were expected from you from childhood. All of that could be breaking down, but I do see you breaking out of that this week, Scorpio, or at least starting to. The next card we have for you is the Tower in reverse. So yeah, I feel like not just this week, this has been ongoing for you, but I do want to tell you, Scorpio, you're through the worst of it. With the Tower reverse, you see the writing on the wall, you see everything that has come down, and the Tower is an interesting card. It's scary because everything falls apart, but the reason the Tower comes down is because somewhere along the line in that structure there was faulty craftsmanship, there was a bad brick, there was something not put together correctly, not mixed correctly, and so the Tower falls to allow us to rebuild from that point. And with this Eight of Swords here, I feel like you have the ability to shift the narrative for yourself. You can now see where the faulty brick was, where the crack was, and you can start rebuilding all over again. There is a bit of waiting till the dust settles on whatever this Tower situation was for you, but at least you're starting to use your mind in a productive way, and you're not creating things that are scary or things that, you know, aren't necessarily based in reality, that are illusionary. And so shifting that narrative, that story within your head, is going to be really important for you this week, Scorpio. The next card we have is Queen of Swords in reverse. And so with this card, when the Queen of Swords loves to gather information, she doesn't really like to make decisions, but she loves to research and gather information. She's fiercely independent. She's had a very tough life, and she sort of isolates herself, spends a lot of time in her head, and tries to handle everything by herself through her intellect, through her knowledge, through the wisdom she's gained from her past experiences. This card is in reverse, so I think you're being asked to get out of your head on this, Scorpio. Interesting, all of the air symbolism. I know you're water and you feel things out, but I think of all the water signs, you are sort of the most closed off when it comes to actually getting in, feeling, and expressing your feelings, especially in other people, especially getting that story out, that experience out. You really struggle with that. And so I think you're being asked to step out of your head and start doing some research on how you can connect with other people, how other people can help, how you can prevent this situation from happening again. Basically, how do you put that good, solid structure back together again? How do you shake the story that is from your entire life that you've been telling yourself or your family's been telling you? How do you switch that and change that? And I think the way to do that is to get out of your head and get into your heart. Start feeling this out. How does this feel different? As opposed to what do you think the correct situation is, or what do you think you should do in this situation? Feel this out. Tell the story in many different ways. I don't know if you remember, I think it was Goosebumps way back in the day, like Choose Your Ending. Maybe it was another series. My kids absolutely loved it. So, if you don't like the way the story's going, you can rewrite that. And this is a perfect period as the dust is settling on the tower. You can try this many different ways and see what feels better. The final card you have is King of Pentacles in reverse. And this king in reverse, he can be very stubborn. He can be very closed off with his resources. And also not paying attention to his body. And I feel like this is a message for you this week, Scorpio. There's many different ways to define this King of Pentacles, but I feel like there are areas in your body where you've stored some of this narrative, where you've stored how things could potentially come out, and that's pretty scary for you. The way to clear that out, the way to release all that old programming, is to see where you feel it in your body. Get out of your head. This isn't a time necessarily to take the practical approach. This is the time to actually feel it out in your heart, in your body, because you're actively clearing out things that took a long time to build. And again, if this is family narratives, if this is how you view yourself, if this is what you've always told yourself, you're in a process of change, and it's time to rewrite that story. So get in and be very present with your body and see where you're feeling that. Because there will be a pushback if you're holding on to something that needs to change that isn't resonant with you, you're going to feel that in your body. And then at that point, what you're going to want to do is give some little extra love and attention to your body. So let's take a look at your healing cards for this week. These are cards, and you actually got two. These are cards that you can use as you go on your healing journey. And the first one is, oh, there it is, fear. We become afraid based on past experiences. Ask yourself what pain the fear comes from. Feel it in your body and breathe to release it now. Okay, this is this is kind of crazy. I did not look at these cards before I laid them out. So that's pretty cool and interesting. So yeah, you do want to tap into your body this time. And part of the storytelling could be telling your body that no, you don't have to hold it there anymore. The pain is past, and we are actively healing, clearing, and correcting the problem so that it doesn't happen again. And the next card you have is Grace. And the card says, even at the toughest moments, the divine presence is within and all around you, helping you unconditionally. Rest with certainty, love, and faith now. So this does say that you are being protected. There is no need for fear. Your team is here. And when this tower comes in, this is beyond our control. This is when fate, this is when spirit, the divine, steps in and forces us to correct an error on our path. We're given plenty of opportunity to do so, but a lot of times we just can't see it. What the exact problem was, what the exact moment or exact brick was that caused the weakness in the structure that we've built. So you're being asked to rewrite your story and trust that your divine team is there. Your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones in spirit, they're all there supporting you, your ancestors. They are all there supporting you as you make it through this journey and encouraging you to correct this now so that when you rebuild your structure, as you're doing, you do so in a very solid, grounded, healthy, stable way. So let's take a look at your inspiration card for this week. And this is expansion, but it's in the reverse position. So I feel like, yeah, don't expand so quickly. It's not time to rebuild this tower. The dust has not settled yet. So you're working on healing this fear. You're working on finding out where this fear lies in your body. You're working on letting go of past narratives that no longer resonate with you and maybe no longer make sense and are no longer practical in your life. So focus on that this week, Scorpio. Expansion will come. That's in the future. But you really need to let the dust settle on the situation. Learn the best you can. Rewrite your story. So this week it's about tuning in, finding your support team here on Earth and from the divine, and really dealing and working with that fear, sending it love and releasing it from your body. So Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed that reading. This is all the information I'm getting for this week. I hope you have a fantastic week. Many blessings, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for viewing.